Hello, and welcome to Ask a News Worker. If you're new to this channel, this is a channel where I, a news worker, discuss pertinent, important, and compelling questions related to the news business. I'm here to answer your questions and discuss the news in general. And a question has come up again in the press, in social media, and other media outlets. A very provocative, controversial, intense question that I'm going to address, maybe not answer directly or in its entirety, but I'm at least going to address it. It's pertinent to this channel. It's related to what I do on a level, even though it's bizarre and uncomfortable in many ways. The question has come up because of recent comments by rapper Kanye West. He's also, I guess, an entrepreneur, a fashion designer, and all these other things. I came to know him first and foremost as a rapper, as a producer of hip-hop music. And he's also changed his name to Ye. He's known by Ye, but a lot of people know him as Kanye West. And the question that he has brought up, the question that he has posed, or the claim that he has made, is that the media, whatever that is run by Jewish people, run by Jews. So the question that I'm going to attempt to address in this video in a short amount of time, at least get it started, is: do Jews run the media? Do Jews control the media? Do they run the media? I mean, it depends on the use of verb. I worked in the media for over 10 years, and I will say that I have not met many Jewish people working in the news business. I myself am not Jewish. I haven't encountered many people who have at least been open about it or talked about it. I know for a lot of people, religion is a private matter, private background. They don't want to talk about it. It hasn't come up. And I haven't even heard people say, oh, I'm celebrating Hanukkah soon, or it's Yom Kippur, or anything like that. I really have not encountered many Jewish people in the news business, at least at the level I've been at. Is there ownership of media enterprises by Jewish people? I believe so. I think there are Jewish people in the world who own media outlets or have a stake in them at least. Then there's other outlets that don't have any Jewish ownership. When I hear the claim Jews run the media, or Jews own the media or control the media, I'm really confused by the question, because it presumes that all media is somehow controlled by Jewish people, when I don't really believe that to be true myself. I don't know any evidence for that. Do Jewish people work in the news business? Yes, of course. I have met a few, but not the majority in my own realm. So if they are in control of it, they're in a different level than I'm at. And I've been around for a while. I've talked to many different people across the media landscape, many other fellow news professionals, and I simply haven't met many Jewish people. But maybe they're higher up, maybe they're in positions of power that I don't have access to at this point, but I haven't met many. That's the first point I want to make. I haven't personally met many Jewish people working in the news business, but of course they do work in the news business, and they've been very excellent and professional when I've worked with them, when it's been made clear that they are Jewish, or when they mention it. So I have nothing to say about their professionalism. They've all been very professional, the ones I work with. I think what people are anxious about, maybe what people like Kanye West are getting at, is they somehow feel that there's like this conspiracy, or there's this narrative, there's this control, like that news workers such as myself are being pressured or told what to write by Jewish people or by Jewish executives or presidents or whomever. I don't know, that somehow Jewish people or Judaism itself is directing what I do on the job or what other people do on the job. I can say that is patently false. That is completely false. I've never received any messages or heard anything down the wire of, you better say this because the Jews said that you have to, or you should write about that because that's what the Jewish people want. It's never happened. I can tell you in all honesty, it has never happened. I've never received covert or even direct instructions to serve Jewish interests or anything like that. That hasn't happened. Maybe it's happened to someone somewhere. I don't know. All I can do is speak for myself and my own experiences. I have seen no evidence of that in any of the news work I've ever done. I think what some of that thinking, or where some of those things come from, I think is maybe a concern that some things are not being covered or represented properly because of the influence of Jewish people, perhaps, or Jewish interests. I mean, I'm uncomfortable talking about any of this stuff because I know how sensitive and provocative it is, but this is a news channel. This is a channel called Ask a News Worker, and this is a question that gets put out there. And I haven't had a person come up to me directly and say like, hey, the Jews run the media. And I would give them a similar answer to what I'm giving you all today, is that not that I can tell. I think where a lot of difficulty comes, where I can maybe speak to some of this with some more authority or some more observation from what I've done in the news business, is that any issue, any news item, any and all news coverage involving the state of Israel is inherently just difficult. That's maybe the best way to put it. It's a difficult topic to cover. It's a difficult topic to write about. There's a lot of emotion on all sides. It's very deep. It's very bitter in some places. I've never visited Israel or the Palestinian territories. I've obviously read a lot of articles, a lot of journalism about it. I've read books, I've seen documentaries. I don't fully know what to think about the whole thing myself, even after all this time. And I know that even saying that will upset people from either side. People who lean more towards the Israeli side will be mad at me for saying that, and people who lean more towards the Palestinian side will be mad at me. I'm trying to remain as neutral as I can. When I do my job as a news worker, I try to remain as neutral as I can when reporting or passing on material, editing material from that region. I think a lot of issues related to concerns about, quote, Jewish influence or antisemitism, things like that, I think are very tied up with that issue. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as I can here. Things have happened in that part of the world that stir up a lot of emotion. And again, Israel is a very Jewish country. Some people even call it the Jewish state. Not everyone agrees with that title, even certain Jewish people I've met. But it's a very Jewish country, and they're engaged in a difficult situation, to say the least. And I think some conspiracies or some suspicions about Jewish control of this or that might stem from that conflict to a large degree. But as a news worker in North America, I have never been pressured. I've never been told to write this or that in line with a supposed Jewish narrative or under Jewish influence. That's simply never happened. And again, I have not worked with a lot of Jewish people at this point. So I can't say that Jewish people run the media, they run the news. I just haven't seen any evidence of that. I'm sorry, but this is just me. I don't know. Another person might have a different perspective. So for the purposes of this video, do Jews run the media? Not from what I can tell. Not from what I can tell. There are Jewish people who work in the news. I'm sure some of them are even quite high up or executives in some cases. A lot of Jewish people have been very successful. They are wealthy in some cases. They are powerful and influential in some cases, but a lot of other people are too. And there's a lot of British Christians who are quite powerful. There's a lot of American evangelicals. And there's a lot of Indian people who are very powerful. I mean, there's people from all cultures, all walks of life. There's powerful people in Africa, rich people in Africa. There's rich people all over the place. This idea that, like, Jewish people in particular are in control of everything, I just haven't seen the evidence for it. So this is just me, one news worker, addressing this question, saying, not from what I can tell. But I do understand that there is tension and difficulty surrounding, I guess, Israel and things involving Judaism in some sense. I mean, the fact that a lot of Jewish people have been very successful and have achieved a lot in their lives, despite everything they've been through, despite the horrible calamities in history of the Jewish people, it's very striking. But I think a lot of other people don't understand a lot about that. And whenever there's anyone who has a significant amount of wealth or success, There's always going to be people saying, well, why is that? How did they get there? How did they achieve their status? There's always going to be questions about that. And it unfortunately takes on a very sinister tone sometimes when it involves people of the Jewish faith, the Jewish background. So again, did I solve it? No. I don't think I solved it. I just thought I should address it. I should at least maybe get the conversation started. I don't know what's going to happen in this video. Maybe it'll get flagged. Maybe it'll get taken down. I hope I've been fair. I hope I've played it down the middle as best I can. Let me know in the comments. Let me know through an email. If you do comment, please be respectful. Please be careful. I'm curious to know what people think either way and what your perspective might be on this whole idea of Jews running the media. I haven't seen evidence for it in the sense that they're controlling everything, controlling the narrative, controlling the understanding. I haven't seen that. There's Jewish people who work in the press, for sure. There's Jewish people who are in senior positions, sure, but there's also Christians in senior positions and even Muslims and Hindu, and there's people of all different backgrounds. So that's where I'll leave it for now. And please let me know what you thought of this video. Did I play it right? Was I too harsh? Did I not say enough? It's a tough one to talk about, but this was my chance. This is my attempt, I suppose, at doing it. So let me know what you think either way. Please be nice, respectful. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't get the world in trouble. Yeah? And stick with me as we continue to explore these compelling issues related to the news and the media here on Ask a Newsworker. Thank you.